too. I think everyone could recognize some blue and white in their blood. So graduated from Penn State in 2012 with a Recreation Park and Tourism Management degree. That's always a mouthful. And I also had a focus in commercial and community management. So a lot of the questions I always got was, is that a park ranger? And yeah, similar to that. And I have the park ranger Jurassic Park sticker on my Jeep to prove it. So that's where it kind of all sprouted for me, is, you know, seeing park rangers at a young age and kind of wanted to get included in parks, park maintenance, including, you know, creating opportunities. I think at a young age, I was always the organizer, trying to get kickball games organized within the neighborhood, putting on haunted houses I can remember in my garage, and trying to get the whole neighborhood to kind of, so I think in hindsight, I think this was always kind of the field for me, recreation park and tourism management. Little did I know there was something like that, like a degree at Penn State, but I was glad I stumbled upon it. So I did the 2-and-2 plan too. I did the Penn State Wilkes-Barre, and then I transferred down to State College to finish up my degree. So that was one of the best experiences. I always say I would never trade that 2-2 plan for anything, because I got a very close-knit group of friends at the Wilkes-Barre campus, and we were able to transition to the larger State College campus together. So my degree kind of lines up with the director position here. So I was super excited to come on with the administration, and especially Mayor Cognetti. She's just put together a powerhouse team. So I was grateful to kind of round out that cabinet for her. So glad to be a part of it.
Great. We're glad to have you here. And just tell us a little bit about how you came to the job, if we can, and maybe some of the things, you know, between your education and what you've done now, maybe how some of the experiences you've had have shaped you and brought you, what you've brought into the job that really help you every day.
Yeah, sure. I think I had a coaching background ever since leaving college. So a few head coach positions at the branch campuses, the Scranton Penn State campus and the Wilkes-Barre campus. Always had coaching in my blood, I think, growing up an athlete, playing soccer, basketball, softball, year-round. I always had a kind of a niche for being the captain or the leader on the team, so I think that was kind of a channel that got me into that sort of field. So before this, I was at Penn State University campus, working in student affairs of diversity, equity, inclusion. And my supervisor is actually from this area too, Brian Pachowski, so I'll have to shout out for him. He's a great mentor. Him and Peggy Laura have been absolutely such great mentors in my life. I couldn't be where I am right now without them. So they've just been showing me the way, paving me the way, and kind of got me harnessed into my potential for Parks and Rec, and kind of steered me back into my roots. So once we saw that this opportunity was available and open, it was just everything fell into place. It was the right time, right place. I was already working from home. I had just gotten married in December to my partner. She grew up in this hill section, so everything started falling into place, and it just all kind of fit together.
It's great. I think a lot of us have like an amalgamation of just local things sometimes, the right place, and lots of good things just happen to put you into the position to be successful in a role like this. So congratulations on all those good things. And the span of, a lot can happen in the span of a year in that context, personally and professionally. So
yeah, I think we bought a house, we got married, and I got a new job all within a whole year. So I had a lot of things happening.
Way to go. Great.
Busy year.
Yep. Yeah, and during the, COVID period time. So I think in the 2 years, like even looking back on buying our house, we had to, have our shoes wrapped. So a little different procedures now, but to look back on it, was like, oh yeah, we kind of went through some times during such a short period of time, and just such an odd time during the pandemic.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt this past year, because I just got my master's in May, and then we also just came on full-time a couple weeks ago. And in that time, I've learned that there are a lot of parks in Scranton. There are quite a few that I didn't even know about, honestly, because I'm still trying to get my feet wet and learning the area itself, because I'm mainly more of a Pittston Wilkes-Barre guy. And but Scranton's just huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming from Pittston, we have those few parks that were like the staple parks in Pittston, and to come to, a city that has 31. I was still GPSing up until, a couple months ago, so.
I was just going to ask that, how many parks are there? You answered my question, but I would add to just